Hello and welcome to my first speaking video. I'd like to talk about a project myself and my friend Jonathan have been working on, which is a fanzine of My Hero Academia. I have a new iPad Pro that I've been working on, and I did both these pieces on that. The first one you're seeing here is the cover, and it makes recording the video for this kind of stuff really easy. And I can talk about this one, but this one's pretty straightforward. It's really just knocking out the inks here, and in a minute you'll see me color it, and it goes by really fast, and it's not representative at all of how long it took to do. But I did this one. If you're watching the rest of the videos on my page, you'll notice that this one's colored very differently. It's hard cell shades with a little bit of gradient work in it, and I really just wanted it to be kind of more graphic and striking for the front of the book, and it's very clearly based off of the Scott Pilgrim poster. And I had a lot of trouble with that guitar, or bass rather, and in the end I ended up pulling it out of the poster and tracing most of it to put it in here. And in a minute you'll see I had similar issues with Bakugo and his guitar. Guitars are a funny shape, and trying to get them into any kind of perspective is really frustrating, but this seems to have worked out. The entire theme for the book is music, which you can tell from the mixtape title, which is the one element that wasn't made in Procreate. It was made in Photoshop and then set inside. And here you're going to see me jump right into Bakugo, which is a little bit more what I generally do in terms of color. At least I like to give myself projects that are probably a little bit over my head, and color is relatively new to me. I used to just do pencils and inks, and then I had a friend, wonderful friend named Whitney, who is a great colorist. I'll link her in the description, who used to do a lot of my color work for me because she is fantastic, so fantastic that she has a great career in comics, and I'm both jealous and happy for her. She deserves all of the praise that she gets. But here you see me, like I said earlier, really struggling with that guitar. The body and of Bakugo himself was really acoustic guitar. Did not help at all. But the actual figure was relatively easy for me. I draw people fairly well. It's just a lot of practice doing that. And but the guitar is difficult. It's just a strange, organic yet hard shape, and trying to get it just right is frustrating. Every once in a while you're going to see things pop up onto the screen for just a moment, and that's me trying out brushes and then getting rid of them, and it can be kind of jarring. there it goes, and then they'll just go away. But yeah, there's that guitar, and I pulled out that, I believe it's a Fender or a Gibson, I'm not sure, and used that as my basis, and pretty unashamedly traced over it, because it's a matter of I would rather it be right and accurate than kill myself trying to do it and taking up even more time. As it was, if you look at Procreate's information for a given project, it'll tell you how long you clocked on it, and at the end of this one it told me I'd spent 14 hours on it, which is all condensed down into 6 minutes, which is not, again, representative of the amount of time that goes into these things. You'll see that in Procreate videos all over YouTube. People will probably have spent hours and hours and hours on a thing, and it's condensed down into a couple minutes. Now, those chords were really interesting. What I did is I made a special brush in Procreate just for that, and it's just 2 dots, and it will follow the brush curvature, and that way I can set the size of the brush and get the 2 lines on either side and not have to do the hacky thing of drawing one line and either trying to follow it really closely with another or copying and pasting it again. This way I can just do it all in one long stroke. You can see my reference there on the screen, and one of the things I forgot to add, and I didn't even realize it until the end, is the ears, or kind of explosions out the back of his head, which I believe are part of his mask. I omitted those from the image, and it wasn't an intentional omission. It just turned out that I was so engrossed and wanted to get into painting and coloring that I just forgot to do it. I could have gone back and added them in, but at that point it just wasn't worth it. I will say that the actual sketching and inking part of this did not take very long, although it ends up being about half and half in terms of the video and how long it takes, but most of my time was spent on the color, which seems to just fly by, which is both fascinating and frustrating, watching the thing that I struggled on the most just look like it does itself. And I find that frustrating when I watch other people too, things that look really difficult that just kind of pop into screen. And this experience has made me wonder, maybe they are not just godlike, maybe the video is just making me appear so, and they are actually just as human as I am and struggle just as much with their art. Or, maybe in fact I'm just a pleb and don't really know what I'm doing, which I can tell you is absolutely true. I don't know what I'm doing. I just make it up as I go. The sparks behind and in front of him were made with a spray paint splatter brush, and then Procreate has this great blur tool called perspective blur, and it'll allow you to set a vanishing point, and then it'll blur out everything like a motion blur from that point. And so what I did is I set 2 different layers, the one in the back, which is the explosion back there, and then I set another one that looked like it was coming more directly at the camera at the bottom and in front of him, which hopefully gives the piece some depth. And we got some rim lighting coming from the back there, and wow, that was it. That was really fast, and that end took way longer than it would lead you to believe, but I guess it took fewer brush strokes than it did actually inking the thing, which is where I had the most fun. But I am proud of how these both came out. I am proud of all the submissions I've seen for the Various Quirks zine Volume 1. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, give it a like. If you like listening to me talk, also give it a like, and I'll do more of that. And we'll catch you next time.